This is BeLive in 5. It's Friday and it's Steven, and I'm waiting to be joined by Bridgetti. We have a packed show today because we're going to be talking about the 5 days live event, which takes place from Monday to Friday next week. And you're all welcome to join us. 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I'll be talking about live video broadcasting. And it's something we can all improve on. So I want to say welcome to the show. And just let me get the right agenda. No, that's the wrong agenda. We'll get there in a second. So welcome to the show if you're watching us live, and welcome to the replay if you're actually catching the replay. This is myself and Bridgetti and we are representing BeLive in 5 and also talking about the 5 days live, which starts next Monday. Now, if you have any questions about live broadcasting, you're more than welcome to ask them today, but you'll get a lot of answers if you can join us during the 5 days next week. In terms of getting answers, there was a show yesterday with Mickey Schindler, who's the business manager at BeLive.tv. And he's been tasked with helping everybody who's using BeLive.tv for business to get the most out of it. So if you want to catch the interview, I'm going to post the link now, and don't rush off and do it now, but you can actually do this after the show today. Just catch a glimpse of the show and say hello to Fernando. Fernando, nice to see you live. It's good. And to everybody who's joining now, thank you. And the BeLive in 5 interview with Mickey Schindler yesterday was very revealing and very helpful. He's a great guy based in the USA and part of the BeLive team, and he is here to actually help everyone to get the most out of BeLive.tv. I can see that Bridgetti is about to join me, and all be good. And we do a countdown, 3, 2, 1. And hello, Bridgetti.
Good evening, Stephen, and how are you today?
I'm full of beans. I'm alive and all is good. And you?
I am literally feeling alive and awake.
Good.
I've had one of those weeks where things were simply crazy hectic, and I was exhausted, and I had to go and have a nap because otherwise pure gibberish would have come out of my mouth this evening. I promise you that.
A nap occasionally is good because it refreshes you and it helps you to come back and concentrate. And we say hello to Jason and to everybody who's joining us. This is Bridgetti and myself, and we've been here broadcasting to you at 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. in the UK, and 7 p.m. in Cape Town for over 12 months. And we so enjoy doing it. And we enjoy doing it because you can actually join us on camera. And I'm going to say that if you type guest, join us. If you type guest in the comments, then you can come.
That's the magic word. That's the magic word that gets you right on camera here with us.
Totally. So simple and straightforward. What happens is you type in guest in the comments here, and you'll get a message in Messenger. Say yes to the message, because that's the word of the day, and then you get the link to come and join us on camera. And it means that we can concentrate on talking about what we're going to talk about, and you can just very smoothly move into our lobby, and then we'll bring you on camera. Now it's Friday, everyone's welcome. We're on a wind down for the weekend, and we're looking forward especially to next week. Are we not?
Because yes, indeed we are. Indeed we are. We've got a special program going next week, and yay, you've got it on the screen.
Well, I've been working on it all day. There is a blog post about it, which I I'll post a link to that too. Let's have a day full of links today. So here's the blog. I'm going to post that as well. If you go to the blog, you'll find all 5 shows taking place next week. So Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. And you're kicking us off, Bridgetti, with...
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Totally looking forward to it. Camera confidence is something that a lot of people still struggle with. And I totally get that it's difficult. I mean, I still remember exactly how it felt for me when I first went live on camera, those first couple of months. I remember the struggle. The struggle was real.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. I don't want to go too much into it now and give too much away, but
yeah,
understood. On Monday.
Right, okay. Bridgetti is with Linda West, who I do the show on Thursdays with, and with David Burrows, who does the Monday show from Ontario in Canada. So Bridgetti, Linda, and David will be together on Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern, talking about camera confidence. Bridgetti is not giving too much away because we want to chat. She wants you to come to the show. If you come to the show, then you'll find 3 people who do know what we're talking about, because between us, we've done literally thousands of shows. And you'll also be able to make contact with everyone involved. And there may well be special free offers which are available during the course of the broadcast. And that's true of both the Monday show, and then on Tuesday, it's myself and Erin Strayer, and we'll be talking about show planning, because that's very important. It's difficult to have a show. Well, it's difficult to have an effective show if you don't actually plan it. So sorry.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, definitely. Planning is absolutely the key to everything about broadcasting. So you don't want to miss this show. If you don't have things planned, things can go horribly wrong, and you may even decide to not stream any longer because you don't know what to do. So it's an important show to watch. It's going to show you how to totally be successful as a live streamer.
Yeah. Totally, and it is a situation. It's different approach, whether it's one person, 2 people, or a larger group of people. And Alfredo is agreeing that you must plan for the show, which is good. We're all on the same page there. And there are various ways of doing it. Erin has a set of ideas. I've got another set of ideas. I'm going to bring those together and hopefully help you to sort out a game plan. That was good for when you go live. Right.
And the nice thing is that all of us that's part of this 5 days live, we're from different parts of the world. So we're going to bring you perspectives from around the globe. So it's not just something that works locally in your country. It's something that will work everywhere and anywhere.
Oh, we're truly global. Canada, USA, and UK, and South Africa. And I might even persuade Adair to join us on one of the shows. But I'm supposed to be sat in the back producing the show, apart from this one. I shall be down in the lobby. Yeah, I'm not coming on camera. It's not 5 shows about me. It's 5 shows about a particular topic with people who want to talk about that topic, and that's what makes it so interesting. And then on Wednesday, we have sort of the show on Wednesday is all about repurposing, and with us that day will be Annie Mura of repurpose.io, our good friend RJ Redden, and me. So those are 2 topics that I chose to speak about, and we'll say hello to David. And David, if you want to join us on camera as we do the run up to 5 days live, which starts on Monday, please do, because it'd be good to have 3 of us in the seats.
And that's an important show, because one thing people are always concerned about is the views.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And how many views you get is very closely linked into repurposing. So again, we're not giving anything away. Come and watch the show.
No, we're just giving a teaser, as it were. And again, there will be giveaways on that show as well. And then on Thursday, you're back, are you not, with show promotion? Because this is very important.
So there are various components to going live successfully. There's the work that you do before a show. There's the work you do during the show, and then the work you do after the show. And each of those components work together really, really well. So please do plan to watch the entire series next week. First prize, obviously, is if you can join us live and participate in the broadcast, because you can ask us questions. But if for some reason you can't join us live, do plan to watch the replays, because every single one of those components during the week have been carefully planned so that you can end up with a well-rounded broadcast. And
this is our promise. The broadcast recordings will be available as soon as the show is finished, and they are not going anywhere. You can watch them throughout the rest of this year. They're not sort of disappearing. I think that's an important thing to make. I've got to take one of these photographs down. So I'm going to take that photograph down, and I'm going to replace it with our good friend, Alfredo. 3, 2, 1. Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me on the show.
You're more than welcome. It's always good to see you.
Yes,
right.
I wanted to give some advice too, if you don't mind, about testing.
Okay.
Well, usually what I found out when I'm in the BeLive groups, a lot of comments says that I have a show coming up and something's not working, and that's usually the case where they haven't tested their setups properly before a live show. So constantly test your setups. So that's one of the advice I wanted to give.
I totally agree, and it is so easy to do. I mean, if you meet up with your guest before the show, you can test both your own setup and their setup, and it saves a lot of heartache, because when you press the go live button and things aren't working, then that's when panic sets in, Bridgetti.
Absolutely. And you know, I found even with that, even when I am 100% satisfied that I've done everything I could to test and ensure that the tech works, it can still go wrong. But it's how you deal with it that's going to make the difference. And that's one of the things we'll touch on next week, is how do you deal, because it's always within your control to deal with the outcome. But again, I don't want to give too much away, but Alfredo, yes, an absolute great point that being prepared is key.
And we welcome David. Hello, David.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here.
Hey, David.
It's nice to see you, and we're looking forward to seeing you on Monday as well.
Yeah, I'm excited to be a part of the project. It's, of course, I've been putting thought into it, which direction to take things, whatever. But it probably won't work the way I intend it to, anyway.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about a show when you've got co-hosts, is it can go in lots of different directions. You feed off each other, and you actually spark new ideas during the conversation. So you bring your own mini agenda to the table.
That's true.
But then
although I have to say, I don't know what Bridgetti's talking about. Every one of my live streams has been perfect every single time.
Oh, no, yeah. not in my case. All of my live streams are like, whoops.
I'm being sarcastic, of course.
Yes,
I think it's a good point.
I'm going to dine out on this story for years. I'm not going to give any names. But yesterday we had an interview to do at 12 p.m. Eastern, and I wasn't hosting. And 20 minutes before the show, there was no sign of the host. So Sixth Sense kicked in, and I set up a new show and went live with that new show. And if I hadn't done that, then the whole interview would have been scrapped. So always have a plan B is my motto from now on. And whilst we're doing the shows next week, there'll always be a plan B. I'll have a separate show ready to go at any time. If anything happens, we can swap from the show that's going wrong to a new show.
There you go.
And of course, we're using a peer in next week as well to actually keep in contact with each other.
That's a good point too. I don't know. Maybe we'll discuss this on Monday, but guests not showing up, or I know when I have guests, every week I have 3 guests on a show, and it's frustrating every week. And I'm patient about it. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I send out clear instructions, and some of those instructions say, be sure to do a test before the day of. And please be in the lobby at least 10 minutes before you're scheduled to go on. And it rarely happens that way. And it's like you're sitting there and you're looking in the lobby, and then you start going, okay, if this person doesn't show up, I have to fill in this time, or I have to do something.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe I need to follow up with a phone call or something. I don't know. Do you handle that?
Yeah, I don't think there's a magic solution. I mean, the thing is, you've got to mention who the guests are to encourage people to watch the show.
Yeah.
So you've named the guests, so you can't just whip a substitute out of nowhere and say, "This is the person I'm talking to today."
And the other thing about guests is, depending on their tech knowledge, they may not know how to navigate the guest side of BeLive as well. So
that's right.
You kind of have to coach them. This is where you have to go to sign in via phone, sign in via computer, and whatnot. So,
and you'll be amazed how many times the guest log in using Google Chrome, and they'll say yes, I will click on Google Chrome, and then choose Bob. The broadcast, and I'm saying, are you using Google Chrome? Yes, I'm using Google Chrome. And after troubleshooting, a bit, you'll eventually discover they thought they were using Google Chrome, but they were not using Google Chrome.
Yeah.
So simple little things like that.
I get the app can be tricky too, I guess, because I've had it where they click on the link and they're like, "Oh, I'm in the lobby," and it says I'm waiting to go live, but then I don't see them. But what I've found is sending them the link in Messenger rather than just in an email. And when they click on the link in Messenger, then it brings them in properly. Have you had that experience, Steven, or anybody?
I have. Yeah, it's happened for me.
Right. I mean, it's different. Every time you go live, it's different, and sometimes things work perfectly, and sometimes they don't. Yeah. And it's not a technical thing these days. We've got we're able to rely.
And no fault to BeLive. I mean, they're a fantastic platform, and they're very diligent at making things work, and they're close to us as well when we have issues. So no fault to BeLive. I think it's just that it's the gremlins of the technical world.
That is what it is, basically. There's so many technical things that can go wrong at the last minute, and sometimes it has absolutely nothing to do with BeLive. It can have everything to do with stuff that's running on your computer in the background that you're not even aware of, that's hogging resources. It could be your internet connection that was stable all day long, but 2 minutes before you go live, your internet connection suddenly is no longer so stable anymore. So there's lots of different things that can go wrong on the fly.
Isn't it fun, though?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why we do it.
Yeah, there was a session where on one of Steven's shows where he wasn't there as a host, but I was able to transition between a phone and a laptop. But when I went to the phone, I couldn't see the people on the that were hosting, but I could hear them, and I was just fine with that. And I let them know, guys, I'm on the app. I just can't see you. I can hear you. So it's just these little things. They don't stop the broadcast, but you have to just say, okay, it's just not working. We'll just deal with it.
Yeah.
Totally. I just want to try something for a moment. Just excuse me. I'll be back in a
Sure.
second. If we talk, can we just talk about? So we're talking about repurposing. And
Okay.
We've got, and then next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern is the show promotion. Planning. Okay. So I'll be back in a second. Just a second.
He's up to something, folks. We're not sure what.
No, we don't know, but he's gone out to just refresh or do something very quickly. And that's the nice thing about when you have a co-host as opposed to hosting a show by yourself. It's so much fun when you're doing it with someone else, because if something goes wrong, your co-host can take over the broadcast for you.
Yeah.
And help you until you can come back on stream. So those are one of the nice things that I enjoy about having a co-host, and it just makes it a bit more cozy. As you know, obviously it's different if you're doing a webinar style live stream where you're teaching.
Yeah.
That's very different. But if you're simply talking in general and sharing information, there's so much more fun. If you have a co-host.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why television and radio morning shows have usually two people at least hosting a show, because there's a reason for energy and synergy and bouncing off each other and taking over when something goes right.
Yeah.
So, Steven, you're back, and I see you've got your Minicam working now.
Have I? Can you hear? Oh,
yeah, I can hear you.
Wrong camera.
And Cheryl's joined us, so welcome, Cheryl.
Hello, Cheryl.
Hello, Cheryl.
I only know that, Steven, because you got your Minicam logo in the bottom corner there.
back in a minute.
I might have just blown it for him. I think I know what he's
So something there wasn't working. So I had to laugh this morning, and I was saying, if all else fails, try again, because I run a morning show, and I probably tried about 4, 5, 6 times before I could go live successfully. And you can either get frustrated about it, or you can say, oh, well, that's live, and, things can go wrong, but the show must go on, and let's recreate until we can figure this out and go live. So it's always about how you respond to the situation, and getting hot under the collar isn't going to change it. It's not going to fix the show that you lost.
I've always had a saying, and I guess maybe somebody else said it before me, and then I saw it on a billboard sign in my city like a month ago. I thought it was me that come up with it. I'm sad that it wasn't mine, but if you have a plan A and it doesn't work, there's 25 other letters left in the alphabet.
Love that. Love that.
You just got to keep moving forward, right? It's live, and or if you play the piano or whatever instrument you may or may not play, if you miss a key, what did your teacher always tell you to do? Keep going. Because if you stop, then people really notice, like, oh, something is wrong. If you keep going, they might even go, oh, maybe that was supposed to happen. And honestly, at the end of the day, too, I think when something screws up or doesn't go right, and it's visually noticeable to the audience, they don't care. They really don't care. Unless what you're doing is stupid, they don't care, right? And I find the best thing to do about it is laugh and go, yep, here we go. I've done it live with shows where, okay, we're just checking in with so-and-so here, trying to make sure she can get on. And I just tell them what's happening. I just describe we're having trouble here.
You've just got to own it. You totally have to own it. I mean, I've got 2 little Jack Russells right outside my studio door. Yes. And generally speaking, they are quiet. It's not like I have a constant problem with my dogs. But every now and then they'll decide it's time to have a powwow, and I'm in the middle of the show. And what can I do but say, hey, my dogs have joined the show. Let's welcome them,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes. I've had dogs and cats. I've had snakes on the show. Yeah.
Wow.
So you just go with it, right? Stephen, what are you up to over there in the corner?
My experiment's finished. It failed miserably. I'm going to test it again over the weekend. Right, okay. Just to catch up, Charles says she's starting a new show with a co-host that's based around heart-centered energy. And a chap called Franco Franco just typed guess. That didn't work. So we've sent a direct link. So I'm going to drop down into the lobby for a moment. We're going to rotate people. So if you suddenly disappear, don't worry about it. You'll come back later.
I just realized too, being on the phone app, I don't see the Facebook comments.
Right.
Somebody else mentioned that as well the other day that I had as a guest. They were also on the phone and said that they couldn't see the comments when they joined the broadcast on their mobile.
Right. So we welcome Jason. I'll take a break for a moment.
But there's lots of things that you can do even with that. I mean, I remember a while ago co-hosting with Steven, and something went wrong with tech as well. And I couldn't see the comments, but he could read them to me, and we didn't miss a heartbeat because of that. And welcome to the broadcast, Jason. Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, Jason.
Good.
Hey,
Can't complain.
Hey, everybody. Yep. So no, good conversation. Wanted to share something kind of in the same vein that I've learned this week. Had an experience, got an email from Facebook saying that I can participate. Yeah, that I could participate in a program called, I think it's Launchpad. So they're trying stuff out, trying to helping creators create content and grow. And so it's kind of a 6-month program that I'm able to put on ads on my content. Obviously, got to abide by the rules. But one thing that came across very interesting to me was that you cannot put ads on shows that were live streamed.
What's defined as an ad?
Ad breaks. So it will break your show to let people see ad breaks. Kind of like YouTube is doing. And they will also pick a video to put on Facebook Watch, which the engagement has been ridiculous. I mean, I'm not. It's almost like back a few years ago when we would buy ads and see all this crazy engagement. That's kind of what I'm feeling again with this. It's just literally every 5 to 10 minutes I'm getting shares and likes on this one particular video that they picked to put up there, and it's only one a week that they'll do. So they're helping creators build a following, build engagement, and also I think they're test marketing ads and how it's going to integrate with people's content.
So when you talked there for a moment there, Jason, you said something about what you can't do. Can you go back to that for a minute?
Yeah. So there's rules that they want you to abide by. They're basically looking for people to create and produce content, with not just with value, but with also production value is the only thing I can figure, because when I went to go to my my video library to engage monetization ads on my videos, I could not do it. It says you can't do it on streams that were live.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, but you can on clips that are longer than 3 minutes and that are produced as far as a beginning, middle, and end, because they want it to be more like an actual episode of your content.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah. So I was hoping they would let me do the live streams, because there's a lot of long form video that has content that I'm showing and sharing. But yeah, it was just interesting that I been able to participate with it. And I looked immediately right after I found out about it. At first, it freaked me out. I thought it was a scam, because they're asking for your banking information, your tax ID number, all this other stuff. You're filling out these forms. I thought it was a scam, so I got rid of the email. And I thought, once I looked up and found out that fb.com actually is a legitimate address from Facebook, went back and went to the links, and it says, if you can read this, then you've been approved to participate in this program.
So
Very
Facebook still uses email to contact creators. Okay, I better check my emails. I better check my emails.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I would not have seen it if I didn't switch my email over to my. You guys know I made a new profile, and if I didn't see it, I'm pretty sure it would just flown by all the other spam stuff that I get. So that was very fortunate.
Yeah, well, congratulations on that. We'll have to keep an eye on your progress there.
Yeah, it was very bizarre. One morning I was like, wait a minute, I just gained 75 likes on followers on my page. What's going on? I thought someone hacked my page. I thought I was being, and I think I'm up 600 and something likes on the page, and it's all US people. So in this region here in the States, they're all legitimate people that are liking and commenting and sharing, which I was pretty surprised in sharing. It's actually a big compliment, that whatever I'm showing, they're willing to put on their timeline. So that's pretty nice. Yeah.
And they decided which show this was. It wasn't something that you picked. They made the choice for you, obviously based on various criteria that the show met.
Yeah, that's what I'm gathering. Of course, like I said, it all happened, fairly quick. I grabbed my wife. I'm like, come here, read this, because, I wanted her to kind of analyze it. And so I don't remember picking a particular show to submit for Facebook Watch. I just started dropping the monetization on all of them, and they pick only one a week that will go to that. And you can tell you can definitely tell when a clip is on Facebook Watch and when it's not, because the engagement went just skyrocketed.
So all in all, it basically means that if you on Facebook Watch by default, one, you've got a good show going, and two, your engagement will be through the roof. Yeah.
And it makes sense. I mean, if YouTube has been doing advertising, breaking the videos up for a while, for quite a few years, but Facebook hasn't really. And so I think they're beta testing and just seeing how people react. And if your content's, good enough for the viewer to stick around through that ad, then there's value for their advertisers to obviously place those ads in your content.
Right. So I mean, if your content is good and you are engaging as a host, then those ad breaks are not going to deter people from watching your content.
That's the goal, yeah.
So it's great all round. It's great for you as a content creator. It's going to grow your engagement, and I guess everybody wants to monetize their broadcasts. That's basically what everyone is aiming for.
Yeah, and that's right around the corner. I really do believe that I made a clip coming into the office today. Just kind of sharing my thoughts on it, and the people on BeLive and the people that that are using vMix and all this other stuff, they're not the norm when it comes to streaming. What you guys do, you guys are actually producing. You have a host, you do a show. There's value in the production value of what you guys bring, and that's not the norm. So I think that's why Facebook kind of didn't put that function in just yet for the live stream aspect, because if they pick a creator and it's not of quality that to their perception of quality, then I believe their concerns is, well, we're probably not going to get a whole lot of people following through on an ad if we're talking about someone with a random shot of shaky footage and all kinds of stuff that's not like what we see on BeLive and the community that we're in.
So cat videos don't qualify. That's what you're saying.
You know what? That is one of the things that was inside the rules. They do not want stills, so you can't do voiceovers. Kind of like where some people will just drop a still and then they'll just kind of like do their podcasts.
Right.
Can't do that. They do not want slideshows. with text animation, they want it produced, you know. So it's basically just asking the creator to kind of, you know, put forth your best effort and do your job. Exactly. If you do your job, we'll do our job, kind of thing is what I'm gathering, what I'm experiencing.
Well, it'll be nice and it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. I'm glad you came on and shared that.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, and it'd be nice to get a viewer perspective on that, you know. And I mean, but again, the fact that your broadcasts have skyrocketed means that viewers are okay with that.
Yes,
because if it wasn't, it would go down. But the fact that it's gone up exponentially means that it hasn't scared away people.
Yes. And for sure, like I said, it's just one on Facebook Watch, and you can definitely see, because I'm not boosting it, I'm not running the ads on it. All of a sudden, the number just went shoom, right, you know, way up, because it's organically in the search.
Do you have a link to the show you could share?
Yeah, I'll drop that in.
Because that would be good. That gives some indication of what they're looking for. And it is a great aid to discoverability.
It is.
All good news.
Awesome.
I mean, there's so many exciting things going on.
For sure. Well, I just want to get in there and share it with you guys. By all means, keep an eye out for that. You know, check your emails. You know, they're looking for creators to I guess, guinea pig, you know, just a test market.
So that's emails from fb.com.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, and we're joined by Corinda, and says, how are we all? And
hello, Corinda.
Hello, Corinda. It's good to see you. We hope you're well. And what did you miss? Oh, you missed everything. We've been talking about, you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, that's over. You're going to have to go all the way back and watch from the start.
All the way back.
Watch the first 10 minutes to find out what's happening next week.
Hey, can I ask you guys, just following up on that, in your broadcast, there's a little tick box where you can give the audience the option to replay while you are live. Have any of you tried that out?
I've clicked it, but I don't know whether it works or not. And
I've never tried it.
Yeah, because you'd have to be in the show and watching the show on live to actually check it out. I'm not sure. I think it might be reserved for future use. I don't know. I mean, I've certainly ticked it, but I've never ever tried it myself. I was just keen to find out whether any of you have tried it out and know whether it actually works, or, as you said, is it a button for future use?
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Jason.
Sorry, I was hoping to use it. Actually, I had a situation come up, you know, where I was shooting. Was it last week or week before last? And I'm trying to be consistent with my effort, right? And every Wednesday at 2 p.m. And I wasn't going to make it because work came up, and so I had to be on work. And I thought, if I could create a video that's produced and then make it go live, well, on set I can answer questions. You know, I could, like, if I'm there. I was like, that's kind of the perfect scenario, but I didn't see the option to do it yet for me.
But that's two separate things that I'm asking, Jason. Because the what you're asking about now is something I have had activated on some of my pages, not on all of them. Mm-hmm. That is the facility to have a premiere video, which is where you have a pre-produced show that you can upload and it will go live. So so that you can do, as you said, you can be on your phone and you can answer people's questions while it's going live, and you're not producing the show there. So that's that one. But the one I'm talking about is a completely separate button. And I think the idea behind it is that when you are on the show, like we are now, and like Corinda that came in, and he's saying, hey guys, what have I missed? It gives him, as the viewer, the opportunity to rewind and catch up with what he missed as we are live.
No, I haven't tried that.
So
didn't know that was
that is a separate thing. Yeah.
It's an instant replay. Excuse me. Much like if you're watching a soccer match. My apologies.
Shame you got the coughing bout going there. The other thing I wanted to ask you guys is, the one thing I've seen not work yet, and I guess it's probably for future use, is when you are creating a broadcast, a scheduled broadcast, there is an option for you to upload a picture to use as a thumbnail. And I'm finding that is not working yet. I have uploaded a picture and I've saved it till I'm blue in the face, and it seems to save it. But when all is said and done, it just shows the usual picture or colored.
Yeah, I've had the same experience.
Yeah, it's for some reason it doesn't actually use the uploaded. So I guess that's probably something that is waiting in the wings for future use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, I just wanted to hop in and share that, and maybe some other people can investigate it. Maybe you guys can look into it and see. I believe it is Creators Launchpad or Launchpad Creators with Facebook. If you just Google that, you might be able to see the application page or something.
We'll definitely keep a lookout for it. That's quite interesting. And you're the first person now that, it's the first time I've heard about it. So yeah. So it's brand new. When was this now? Just recently, in the last sort of 2 weeks?
This was 2 days ago, 3 days ago, maybe? 2 days tops. I think it's less.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's like breaking news.
Yeah. For me, that's when I got the email and did it. So I think it's even less than that. It could just be, it could be even shorter than that, but not too long ago.
But that's phenomenal, because if you've already in such a short space of time seen a spike in your audience, that's pretty radical. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I can only, compare it to what, big influencers are, they're used to that. I'm sure they got to, when they post something, it's just, thousands of hits and views and comments and likes and shares. I haven't ever had the opportunity to experience that. So I'm getting able to do it on one video. But that does bring the traffic into the page. I get to go back on people that have liked it and invite them to the page. They're responding to that positively. So it's good stuff.
Well, I mean, you've got a great opportunity then if you're seeing that such a huge spike in your engagement. And if you're going back to those people, you can kind of bring that audience in to your other broadcasts, because once you've hooked them, you've hooked them.
Yep. That's the plan. Yep.
Right.
Excellent.
I just got an application form in front of me. Thank you, Jason. I found the link. I'm going to post a link for everybody now. And when you go to this link, if you're logged into Facebook, it pre-populates everything. So all you need to do is apply. So, brilliant.
Awesome. Well, you guys have a good week. I'm going to let you guys get back to it, and I'll keep on listening in.
Take care. Have a good weekend.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. We'll see you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Right. Okay. That was interesting information. I'm just looking at the page now.
I've been reading the page.
I want to just tell Corinda, I noticed you've got a brand spanking new profile picture, looking very spiffy there, Corinda.
Right. Yeah, Corinda's saying he's going to try it out, which is good. Yeah, well, I love it when we learn new things, because you've only got one set of eyes and ears. You can only read so much in a day. So as we're all reading different things, we can all get together and just chat. Things sort of come out which are helpful to all of us.
Absolutely. And I see Corinda's got a question there. He's asking about co-hosting or co-producing a broadcast, which is something that's still waiting in the wings. So no, Corinda, sorry, we don't have any news about that just yet. It's still waiting in the wings, and once it is available, there definitely will be an announcement to that effect.
And Corinda's saying thank you. That's good.
Good question, though. I mean, that's certainly something we've all been sitting in the wings waiting for.
It's been on the wish list since Christmas.
Yeah.
And we were told it, well, somebody announced it in January. I don't know who would have done that, but it's sitting between the two of you as being available in the first quarter this year. So I'm not making any more announcements or any second guesses. Even when we had Mickey on the show yesterday and asked him about updates, he was non-committal, which I suppose is the best way to be. And okay, and we have Bobby with us. So welcome to Bobby. Watch Party is launched. How do you guys like the feature?
Well, I haven't used it yet, so I can't really give a comment on that. I've looked at it a couple of times. I'm still trying to figure out in my head exactly how I would use it.
I just simply haven't had, I haven't had the time to use it yet. Let me put it that way, in all honesty. But I think it's a great way of reviewing content with people in a group, for example. A show that was really good that you want to it's like getting together with your friends and you want to watch a game together instead of watching it by yourself. And then as the game's going, you can talk about it, and you all have learning out of, enjoyment or whatever it is out of it. So for me, that's what Watch Party is all about. And it could be any video. It could be your own content, or it could be someone else's content.
Yeah, I mean, I can see for a use for it next week when we have 5 shows in 5 days. You can actually meet the show co-hosts afterwards in a watch party and ask you questions. So you're not restricted to the 1 hour. You can actually carry on the conversation either the same day or the following day.
Absolutely. Yeah. So there are various options that's available to one.
I noticed an option, and Steven, I remember we were talking about this on our show Monday, and I said I forgot about a function that I saw and I couldn't remember. And we said if we'd stop talking about it, it would come back to me. So 4 or 5 days later, it's come back to me.
Okay.
That's very funny.
I'm a little slow, but I catch up eventually. So it's called a get together. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
No.
So tell.
So, well, yeah, me and my big mouth. So when you post something on a page, I think it's on a page, or maybe it's a group, and it will say get together, create a get together.
Oh, feature. I haven't used it either. So have you tried it out?
Well, no, I was hoping you guys knew about it. I clicked on it. Now I'm just trying to find it. I'm on a page and it's not there. I think it's in a group. But anyway, all I saw was, and I'm multitasking here, get together, and then you just enter in a time and a place. So I don't know if that's like, here we go. All right,
okay, off we go.
Sorry.
Live demonstration.
Well,
get together.
Now it's not there. Everything's making a liar out of me.
No,
I can vouch. I can vouch for it. I've seen it, and to me, it's like having a offline meeting, taking that online. Does that make sense?
Totally. I'm just confused now. I'm trying to remember where I saw it, and I'm delaying the show.
It's where you have the section when you go to do when you're wanting to do a post, and you then have an option to create a live or whatever. It's in that list. Same as creating a watch party. It's all in that list there. The get together is right there.
Well,
I think it's purple, if I'm not mistaken.
So on a group or a page?
That's on a page as far as I know.
I don't know.
Okay. I'm wanting to see whether at some point Facebook's going to bring in the functionality that you have on a page into a group natively.
Well, I've seen like polls and stuff have been added into. See, it's not here now. I'm angry.
But David, you know what? Sometimes you have a functionality on one page and it's not on the other. So you've seen it on one of your pages, and now when you're trying to find it, it's not on another page. And that's one thing I've learned, that not all, I mean, I have a number of pages, and like Premiere, for example, I think I maybe have it on 2 or 3 pages, but it's not on the others. So
that's not very nice.
Probably why you don't. Yeah, I know. It's like kind of, okay, so what is the criteria for making that available? Because it's obviously not per person. It has to be tied in with something that you're doing or not doing on your page, I guess.
Right. Okay. Which brings us back to Facebook Creators Launchpad, which Jason was talking about. And it's reason to be miffed, not angry though, that as you're in South Africa, Bridgetti, and David is in Canada, and I'm in the UK, none of us can actually join it yet because it's for the US only. As Angelic would say, Sharda.
Well, I'm going to file a complaint with Human Resources on that one.
I think we should. Let's go to HR.
It's my feelings are so hurt. It's like, really, why?
1-800-MARK.
I mean, the thing is, you fill in the form, and it's straightforward to fill in. I did it while we're on air, but then you get to the bottom and you press the button to submit. It says, "Thank you very much, but we'd just like you to know that we're only doing this for people in the US at the moment."
That's like the dating. What was that dating? And I never had to use it, but Harmony.
Harmony, yeah.
eHarmony. I had a friend of mine use that, and he went all the way through it, and at the end of it, it said, "Sorry, we don't accept application from divorced people."
Oh wow! Now that says kick in, isn't it?
Ouch!
It's like, really? Yeah. When a man's down already.
Ouch!
And he said it took him like an hour and a half. Yeah. Almost 2 hours to go through eHarmony because it's such a precise science of matching you up with somebody. And he's like, really? He says, I could have went to the coffee shop and had better luck. Maybe you should go to the coffee shop. Yeah, hello. Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, these software guys, people who write software, they've got to think before they actually put the code together, create the web page. If you filter people first and you say, right, are you one of the following, then you wouldn't actually take them into the whole goddamn questionnaire. You just say, right, sorry, you don't qualify.
Well, now they have you on file, and when the UK opens up, maybe they'll come to you first.
I don't need those services.
They still could have set it up front.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Anyway, talking of software, as you're both here, we've come up with another idea for a piece of software for broadcasters, and basically it's desktop software, and it will help you with your broadcasts. So watch this space. I'll send you more details when I've mapped it out. But the idea is to take a load off when it comes to preparing shows and inviting guests, and definitely being organized. So it's a simple database. Databases.
I use I don't know if I've ever shared it with you, Steven, or not. I will if you want, or Bridgetti or anybody. So I have a Google form that I created, and it goes through, name, address, phone number, all that sort of basic stuff. Yeah. And then it goes into, will you use a PC or a smart device? Do you have a microphone? Yes, no, all the simple stuff that you and I take for granted. Mm-hmm. And the process that I have is I send them a Calendly link, and they go to that link, and they pick one of 3 times. It's available on the Monday of their choice. And then I send them the Google form. And then once I've received that response, then I send them instructions on how to join come the time of the show. And it says, please, do a test, all that stuff. And as detailed as I tried to be about it, I'm wondering if it's too much. I'm wondering if it needs to be shorter and simpler, the whole process. And honestly, I'm wondering if at the end of the day, after they pick a Calendly link, I just pick up the phone and have a conversation with them. And let's do a test at your convenience, and then you'll be ready for the show. Because it's like Jason, or rather, sorry, Alfredo said earlier, not everybody's technically inclined. So
That's right.
What's a link?
Spot on.
You've got a handhold as soon as you can, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
In order to
and probably the biggest problem I have had is people joining from a smart device, and they click on it in the email that I sent them. They click that link, and it seems that when they click the link from an email on their phone, it pulls up the app, but they're not actually in the right room. They have to click it from Facebook Messenger. That's what is that accurate, Stephen? Are you?
We spoke about this earlier, did we?
Yeah, I think that's
touched on a little bit earlier, because I've had that often. People are saying, waiting for them to join. I had this happen exactly a week ago, and people said to me, "But I've clicked on the link that you've given me, and it tells me I'm in the lobby, but I can't see them, and they can't see me, but they've got the message that they're in the lobby."
Yeah. So we have to do it that way. So anyway, and the other thing I find too is people don't read. They don't read everything.
No. Correct.
They go through, I can do that and that, and I know how to do this, and I'll just click on a link, takes me in, and then they log in with Internet Explorer, and even though I told them make sure you use Chrome or make sure, So I guess a little more. So I'm working on that. So Stephen, I'm curious to see what you come up with there, buddy.
Okay.
So it's kind of a workflow process to make things easier.
Well, and I guess the other thing to keep in mind is people are busy, right?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of the people I deal with are, my show is between 3:30 and 4:30 in the afternoon. So, if they're a charity or whatever, they're taking a break out of their day at work to join me on the show. And it's usually a half hour of their time, because they got to be in the lobby a few minutes before. So I guess I have to be wary of their time, keep it simple, stupid, right? And then I think the test is I tried to avoid the test only because it just takes time, right? But I'm realizing that there's a reason it's called test.
Absolutely. And also, even though it takes time, people need to feel stupid before they go live. Nobody likes that. So it just gives them the confidence that when they come on screen, because look, we do this all the time and every day, but for people that are not broadcasters, going on screen is a big deal. And I think because we do it all the time, we forget how big a deal it is for our guests. And so obviously they don't want to feel stupid. They want to feel good about going live, because they're going to be sharing that with their following. So you want to do something that's going to make your guest have a good experience, because if they don't have a good experience, you're not likely to get them back as a guest again.
That's right. It's a good point, for sure. I just did one this past week, and it was a bit of a kerfuffle, and fortunately the person had lots of people around to help her get through it. But at the end of the day, it could have went a lot better. And fortunately, I know the person well enough that they'll go, yeah, sure, we'll get through. And I'll go and sit down with her next time, because she's right here in my city. But so it was, and I've had people say to me, geez, Dave, that was fun once I got on, but it was kind of intimidating. I was like, oh, I don't like that word. So.
Right. You have been listening to part of the conversation which will take place on Monday, which is all about camera confidence, co-hosted by David and Bridgetti and Linda West. And you can join them at 10 a.m. Eastern next Monday. That's 3 p.m. in the UK, 4 p.m. in Cape Town. And I'm really looking forward to that show. I'll be down in the lobby producing the show, and it's going to be a great week next week. So Bridgetti, we've come to just a couple of questions that have come in whilst we've been chatting away, or a couple of observations. Alfredo's got a solution for our not being able to be. We always get left out, and he's saying we should move to the USA. I don't think that's not practical. Well, and his question comes from next question: does the USA play cricket? This question comes from Blubbing for Britain, where I am banned for talking about cricket. But as I'm hosting the show, I get
you can go for it.
Right, and Bridgetti, I look forward to next Monday, and I'm wishing everybody a great weekend. Over to you, Bridgetti.
Yes, I cannot believe we've reached the top of the hour. It's insane. We've had a jam-packed show this evening. We've had lots of guests join us. So thank you to Jason for joining us. Thank you to Alfredo for joining us live. And thank you to everyone who's watched us live. Thank you, Bobby, Corinda. Who else was there? Cheryl joined us live.
She did, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who did I miss?
Yeah, I think you're in the clear. For the people who watched us on the
I think I'm in the clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
So please don't be offended if I missed your name. Thank you for watching us. Thank you to all our replay viewers. Welcome. And if you found value in the show, please can we ask that you share the broadcast. And we ask you to join us next week when we've got a jam-packed week, 5 days live. We're going to be covering just about every single aspect of going live and helping you to grow live and become a successful broadcaster. So do join us next week. David, thank you so much. Where can everyone find you, David?
Everywhere. Thanks for having me on again. I'm looking forward to Monday. And this is always great conversations. Where can I be found? My show page, I go live every Monday, 3:30 to 4:30 Eastern, and my Facebook page is the show Sarnia, and I do lots of other different things too. I'm going to be at Captain Kid Days here in town. It's a big event that's on all weekend. I'll be doing live broadcasting, and I'm the MC again, much similar to like last week at Borderfest. So if you go, and I'm happy to always make new friends on my personal timeline. David Burrows, I welcome your friend requests. You can never have enough friends. I can tell you that right now. And looking forward to Monday. I've learned a lot here today, and the conversation is always enjoyable and educational.
Have a fantastic weekend, David. And we're out of time. We've already gone over the top of the hour. So you can reach Steven and I here on the show every single week. You can find us also on BeLive, BeLive in 5, and you can also find us on BeLivers. We're both on Facebook, on Twitter, LinkedIn. You can find us everywhere. So, Steven, also to you, have a super awesome weekend.
Sure.
Have a great evening, everyone. Have a great weekend, and see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye.
Cheerio.